I was at Phoenix Raceway for Fox and Speed Channel, which was owned by Fox. And the exec producer, Rick Miner, this is, I think, 2002 or 2003. They had Barrett-Jackson on Speed. And their on-the-block commentator, another good friend, Alan DeCadney, great racer. But Alan did not have the depth of knowledge for the American muscle cars that were beginning to be a huge part of the auction scene. So they wanted somebody to balance Alan on the stage. They had Bob Varsha in the booth with Brock Yates, one of my heroes from Driver, and Keith Martin from Sports Car Market. But on the block, they had Alan. And Alan, you know, a big block Corvette would come up, and Alan would talk about the lump under the hood, you know, and Craig Jackson wanted more.
Sure.
So Rick Miner says, you know, what do you know about old cars besides race cars? And as I said, I grew up in those magazines. I said, so, well, try me. Well, let's go talk to Craig Jackson. So we go over to the Barrett-Jackson booth, and Craig has in his booth a Gullwing Mercedes, 300 SL Gullwing Mercedes coupe. So we talked to him, and I mean, you know, here's what I do, and here's so forth. And he says, well, what can you tell me about this car? And so I gave him chapter and verse on the history of the Gullwing, you know, right down to what many people don't know are the Rudge knockoff alloy wheels.
Right.
And he looks at Rick Miner and he goes, he'll do. And so then I get, okay, I guess I got a job. And that was over 20 years ago. Wow. And I've been on the block at Barrett first with Alan DeCadney for several years, and then with Steve Mignante, who's a great friend. And we call him Dr. Date Code because it was the date code and casting number of just about every part on every car.
Amazing. Absolutely amazing.
Steve, we nearly lost Steve a couple of years ago to illness. He spent 5 months in the hospital, but he is now 97% recovered, and he's going to be back with us in Scottsdale in January.
That's fantastic. And I understand.
Really thrilled about that. And now Tyler Hoover, a younger voice from the YouTube generation, Hoovy's Garage. He and I do most of the block work now with April Rose. And we have a blast. If it's not fun, we're not doing it.
Sure.
Rick DeBrule now anchors those telecasts. Bob Varsha comes by to help occasionally. And we may have some additional ads going forward.
Sure.
But that's the key group for that. And we're all there to share.
Right.
And it's, you know, share what we know and to learn.
For sure.
There's so much more we don't know than we do know. And the great thing about doing Barrett is everybody knows their car.
The Classic Auto Mall Show with their host, Stuart Howden.